Devin Booker replaced Damian Lillard as an All-Star this year, as Damian Lillard got injured with a groin injury this past Wednesday against who did they play? They played. Dang, I just seen it too. Can't think about it off the top of my head, but Lillard had a groin injury that he suffered, and he said he was not going to play this weekend, an All-Star weekend. He's supposed to be in a 3-point contest. He performed still. As I'm recording this on Saturday. He performed still, but he's not playing the All-Star game. And Devin Booker actually came down to the final round of the 3-point shooting contest. I haven't seen the dunk contest, so I'm not gonna really talk too much about it because I haven't seen it. I had to go see a movie during that time, so I can't really touch on it. But the fact that Devin Booker is finally an All-Star, I'm glad he's the first choice because you can kind of look at it and say he got robbed, but at the same time, it's like with the guards in the West, who are you taking out for him? You see what I'm saying? You had a Russell Westbrook, you had a James Harden, you had a Chris Paul, you have a Damian Lillard, you have a Luka Doncic. Who is Devin Booker really replacing on an All-Star team? It's just hard to pick. And it makes you wonder, can he even do it next season? Like, is it possible for him to even – because I know I mentioned it before on the show. I think it was last week, if not the week before, when I was talking about All-Stars. Can he become an All-Star even though it's not this – or even though it's not next season? Because he is one this season. Can he become one next season with the likes of a Klay Thompson and Steph Curry coming back from injury? And Paul George, I guess you could consider him a guard. He's been playing two guard a lot this season. So if you throw him in that guard category, that's going to be kind of hard and more difficult for a Devin Booker to do it. So I'm glad he got it this year. Granted, it was at the extent of Damian Lillard getting a groin injury and not being able to play. But it's good for him to become an All-Star this year and to be a part of this game finally because he deserved it. He's been playing well this year. He's been averaging 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists on 49% shooting from the field as a guard. That's crazy. As a guard doing this, not as a big man, as a guard, averaging almost 50% from the field. That's pretty doggone good. And shooting 34% from the 3-point line. He's like I said, he's playing really well, but like his team, the Suns, is not playing too well. But a lot of people like throwing as to he shouldn't be an All-Star anyway because his team's not playing well. We got Trae Young, who has one of the worst records in the league with the Hawks. He's an All-Star starter. So it's like you pick your poison and you choose of when somebody is actually All-Star and when they're not. But my whole thing is I don't – unless there's like a deep decline. Donovan Mitchell's All-Star this year too. I forgot to mention that. So I kind of played into that as well. But unless there's like a decline in the play of a Chris Paul who's playing really well this year, he's part of the reason why the Thunder, if not a key reason as to why the Thunder is in the playoffs this year. Unless there's like I said, a steep decline in the play of a Chris Paul or any of those other guards. I mentioned him first because he's a little bit older than the rest of them. So I don't know if Devin Booker makes it again. I mean, that's not gonna really be a true diamond because we see the likes of a Mike Conley who had plenty of great years in Memphis Grizzlies, but he never made an All-Star team because of it being the stacked Western Conference that it is with the guards that they have. So I don't know, man. Even if he tries to go to Minnesota, like I said last week, with his boys D'Lo and Cat, who they are still in the West, I don't see him becoming an All-Star unless when one of them players retire, unless Chris Paul retires. We see Russell and James go out their decline because Dame Lillard, he's still relatively young. I think he's approaching his 8th year in the league. It's crazy. I didn't think it went by that fast. As well as, who else? Luka, he's pretty young. James Harden, he's like 30, 31 as well. So it's like, I just bank on, I don't know, because Stephen Clay is going to be back next year. So I don't know. He might not make it. I'm saying he's not going to make it. Not with the stack West. But he's still a good player, though.